This thing?
I got this. This is my case.
Oh,
You know how
okay.
much this case is? $100.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I got it on sale for $66, and this was like $36 or something like that. And
that's for the window, right?
Yep, for when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I can just stick that thing on there, lock that thing in. Then I take my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And stick it on there. I don't even know how to stick it on there. There we go.
It's supposed to.
Stick it
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
That's one. It's supposed to be handless or whatever. Let's see if I get paid on that. Let's see how much. Let's see how much. Yeah, I did created that. Let's see how much Apple gonna pay me. See how Apple just jipping me. Apple was using all of my creations. You know. I guess that's why CeCe Winans said let's pray for China or whatever. But they said Japan creates all of the technology, like the phones and stuff like that. But my daughter's uncle, Rashad or Rashid or whatever his name is, he must work for them. He must work for Apple, and they taking all of my things and bringing it in there for them to develop and stuff, and probably saying that I gave it away or whatever. But I mean, when you causing somebody to rob you, you know what I'm saying, rob you of your things, you know what I'm saying. So my daughter's father's people probably sitting there just robbing me blind and want control over me, like I'm going to behave myself or whatever. But my thing is, like, we're not together, and I don't understand how you show interest in an ex person, you know, that you've been not dealing with for years. And, you know, I ain't, shoot, last time we was together, now we wasn't even together. Last time we really talked as human beings, he came to pick my daughter up for the holiday the last time, and I think she was like 11 years old. She's 11 years old, but he would come and hang out with my family members, but he wouldn't hang out with me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how a man can keep coming to an ex life. I don't understand that. I mean, don't you? I mean, it's kind of crazy how you have a woman. You know, he's been with a woman since I think my daughter was three or two, and we haven't been. That's how long we have not been together. We have not been together since my daughter was 9 months old. You know, so I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure why do a ex. What do an ex see? Now, see, when he met me, I was doing okay in the industry, you know, the music industry. I was a hip hop dancer when my daughter's father met me. I was performing with my nephew Kenny when he met me. You know, I used to hang out with Dawn, Renee, Stephanie, and all of the girls. You know, Raylyn, Rita. And these was our everyday crowd that we was hanging around with, you know, and they came to our shows. Even Fiat Hollins came to our shows, you know. So these are the people that known me for years. So my thing is, like, he known me and he known our crowd. So I guess when I was trying to get my daughter into singing because she wanted to start singing, I guess everybody else kind of jumped on board and it was like, oh man, she's gonna pick up, you know, where she left off at or whatever, you know, she's doing this and doing that, you know. So I guess everybody, you know, basing their whole world around, you know, me and my daughter now. I guess I don't know what the heck going on, but I know one thing. Like I said, I have always been a fair person, but for people to come in and kind of wreck a relationship, like a mother and daughter relationship, you know, that person can't have a heart at all, because me and my daughter's relationship is not bad. You know what I'm saying? We really have a good relationship. But for, you have to be, to me, another female has to be jealous of me to be the one to, like, direct her daughter, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm really making a path for my daughter. So another female has to see it, and sometimes they kind of grow jealous because they haven't set a path for their children or their daughter or their son. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I see it. Like, it shouldn't be jealousy. It should be like, hey, can you help us out, or can you show us, or can, you know what I'm saying? But instead, a lot of people will grow jealous and for no reason be starting attacking you for no reason, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like you like giving a person your life, you know what I'm saying? They voluntarily coming in trying to take it, you know what I'm saying? So just so they can survive, you know, they say shit, we ain't got no other way to survive but do it like this, you know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of sad way, you know what I'm saying, to live your life. I mean, it gotta be a sad thing to live your life like that. You know, get up in the morning, go to sleep, and all you thinking about is the next hustle. You know what I'm saying? That got to be the most terrifying way to live. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand. You know. Yeah, that got to be the worst terrifying thing to go through. You know, but when you know. When people snatch your stuff away and they kind of figure like, you know, but the person of everyone that you has done wrong to, you know, God sometimes always make it out where that very one that you did wrong to is be the one to feed you and clothe you and house you, you know. So when you've been given to, you know, when you've been given to a ministry for so long, you know, and then you wondering why, you know, the ministry is doing good and someone that believes in that ministry is helping that ministry to build, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes things that get so complicated that a person will probably, you know what I'm saying, do something wrong just to get you know, God will stop getting the glory out of it once you feel as though like Breakaway say, oh, you know, because they say they left their first love, you know what I'm saying? So when the church break away from God's grace and another person, you know, come in and say, oh, we don't need to stand on the word of God, you know, this true word of God no more. We don't need to do all that. We made it. We, you know what I'm saying? But soon as you start doing that and think that you made it on your own, then everything start going downhill then. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know when a person has really been plugged into you by the grace of God, and the person, because of that person has plugged into you, you know what I'm saying, that person had favor with God, you know, just like Daniel and all of them, they had favor with God, and Daniel and them was plugged in with the kings, and all that was plugged in, all that was blessed by God was plugged into something that didn't deserve to be plugged in, but they did, and they did benefit off of the harvest, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes people got to know that. And when you be unplugged from that, then all is downhill after that. You know what I'm saying? So some people do got to stay kind of humble to say, look, I know that I'm not living my life the best way that I'm supposed to. But through the grace of God, someone believes in me. Someone is still praying for me. Someone is keeping me, you know, praise, you know, so I'm mentioned in somebody else's prayers, you know what I'm saying? Someone is praying for you to make it, you know what I'm saying? So if God, because God seen the concerns of Abraham and his son, you know, Ishmael, and he had concern about that because he cared about Abraham and he loved Abraham. So Ishmael and his family was given favor also because of Abraham's sorrow for his son, you know. So sometimes people's sorrow in their hearts can love you even though you don't deserve to be loved, and you know, God can show that person favor just by that person just praying for that person and saying, look, Lord, this is the one, you know, I love this person, or you know, if you can just show them some mercy, or you know what I'm saying? So so sometimes you just never know. The most ruthless people, a lot of people sit around and say, this person is so ruthless and crazy. How in the heck is this person is still walking around here with favor? You know what I'm saying? But it might be someone else that's saying, look, God, just get the glory out of this person. It don't matter how long it takes. But God, you want God to get the glory out of the person, because the person might be so mean and evil and bitter that you know, God got to get some type of glory out of a bitter person. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you work overtime for God can get the glory out of that bitter person. You know, so sometimes you on an assignment. You know, sun up and sun down. You're on an assignment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I see it that way. You know, so. And sometimes these young people and these older people, it's middle age, older age, or whatever. So sometimes you be on an assignment so that God can get the glory out of, he can get the victory out of that person not being bitter anymore and not being hateful anymore and not being, so unrighteous anymore, So sometimes it's sun up to sundown. You're on a mission, You will not abandon your post. So that's how I feel when I'm praying for people and I'm praying for, and that you praying for the meanest junkyard person in the world, just mine is just all corroded, you praying for that person. And you say, God, I will not abandon this post, So you standing on your grounds and praying for that person, Might be the meanest person in the world you got to pray for. But that was Jesus's assignment. He went all the way to glory and praying for us, praying for the meanest preacher ever. And that was the meanest priest. He would not let up to let Jesus off the hook. He was the meanest priest ever. So yeah, sometimes your own kind is so stubborn and won't let up off of you. And you got to keep praying for them, for God to show them mercy. Yep. Well, okay. See y'all later.